To go on here, I think that maybe this is also what Lenin learned from Hegel. You know, because this is for me one of the most beautiful encounters in the history of philosophy. Lenin didn't really, sorry to disappoint, to understand Hegel. If you read his philosophical notebooks, it's clear that his limit is the category of mutual influence, Wechselwirkung. But nonetheless, I find it so nice, everything is important there. Look, Lenin was totally desperate after 1914. What does he do? Let's go to Switzerland and read Hegel, basically. But which Hegel? Not as stupid historicists, pseudo-Marxists would have said some historical works or even phenomenology. He reads Hegel's logic, which Hegel himself designated it as, ironically of course, as the thoughts of God before God created the world. It's a wonderful lesson. Conservative Hegelians always preferred the historicist Hegel. Another thing that maybe Lenin learned from Hegel is historical openness. Breaking out, even if it's a Marxist one, of this historical teleology. You know, like, we just have, with all complications, follow the law of history and so on. You know, in later Stalinist Marxism, this metaphor, they use this metaphor of riding the train of history, you know. Now here, maybe you know my standard joke, and then based on this teleology, pseudo-Marxists often, when the situation is very tragic, they like to say, oh, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, no? My answer is, you know which one, some of you probably. Yes, there is a light, but usually this light at the end of the tunnel is another train, I mean, no? So, you know, Hegel is supposed to be a conservative, but is he? There is a wonderful Leninist moment in Hegel, precisely where Hegel appears the most conservative. You know, at the end of his book of political philosophy, maybe, which is, but it's very problematic to call it that, Hegel's philosophy of right, in the end of the, not introduction, forward, I think, there is that famous idea that philosophy all is like the owl of Minerva, which takes off in the evening. And Hegel gives a concrete reading on this, that philosophy cannot predict the future or deal with what should be. Philosophy can only analyze a form of life whose time has already passed. Now I ask you something. Hegel's system of state, this corporate state and so on in philosophy of right, is usually taken as his vision of society. And then people say, wasn't Hegel then almost fascist, different states and so on. But my point is that either Hegel was a complete idiot, which nonetheless he wasn't, or he knew that this should help also for his own book. It's clear that what he presents as a system in philosophy of right, it's not his blueprint for the future. It's just, that's what we can say about the potential rationality of a system which is dying already now. And Hegel was all the time aware that something new is happening, and he was totally at a loss with it. For example, the last written text by Hegel was his panicky reaction to the British Reform Bill law, which introduced a little bit more egalitarian voting. For Hegel, this was catastrophe, step towards abstract universality, and so on and so on. But what I'm trying to tell you is that Hegel's idea, and in concrete predictions, Hegel was not an idiot. Look at the introduction to his lectures on philosophy of history, where, apropos, and these lectures were given around 1815 or 20, when he speaks about Russia and, in different places, America, he says, it's too early to say anything about these countries. Their century will be the next century, 20th. Not so bad, no, he wasn't an idiot. So what I'm saying is that Hegel is absolutely not this type of teleological progressist. Fukuyama is an idiot, my God. Even before you, Fukuyama in my regime goes to Gulag, you know. Don't take it seriously. No, seriously. What I want to say is that I think that Hegel is much more open here. See, history is much more open, and I think that paradoxically, this is what Lenin learned from Hegel, really. To this opening radical. There is no simple necessity. Revolution is not inscribed into a series of events. It's just a matter of using an opportunity here and there, and so on.